London, capital of dreams or citadel in decay. A place I'd lived and worked in all of my life, but how well did I really know it? When was the last time I'd taken a step back to examine the essence of London? Sure, you can do the capital through a welter of tourist guidebooks. Here you'll find it as a place of red buses and black taxi cabs with a big Ferris wheel just outside Waterloo. But my London has always been defined by the multicoloured curio that is the London Underground. How better to get under the skin of London than to do it by tube? We're going down.
Down, down.
Underground.
Ground, ground.
Hear the clatter on the tracks.
The sound, the sound.
No going back, better mind the gap. We're trapped down here with the mice and the rats on the circle line.
It's round, it's round.
And the Bakerloo.
It's brown, it's brown.
And the Piccadilly too.
Dark blue, dark blue.
A multicoloured system.
Shades and hues.
We're on a mission to do the tube. So one morning, myself, Dr. Project, and my erstwhile colleague, Mr. Adorno,
Hello there.
found ourselves doing London, as defined by 26 stations on the London Underground, going A to Z, mapping an alternative guide to the capital we'd known, loved, and endured since birth, and maybe, just maybe, finding the soul of London along the way. It all started with a trip to Amersham.
Amersham. Why are we going there?
Well, it's this London Underground poster. Look at that. Weedon Hill Wood, Amersham. Looks pretty exciting, eh?
Yeah.
I'd always had this fascination with Amersham, up there on the northwestern tip of the Metropolitan line. I'm speaking here as someone who hails from the south of the city, whose daily tube experience was defined by the soot-stained tunnels at the south end of the Northern Line. The Kennington to Malden branch and I were practically on first-name terms. But Amersham, well, that seemed a romantic and exotic world. It wasn't just the place itself that intrigued me, but also the wonderment of what the tube station and all those in between would look like. Would you like to go to Amersham, in the leafy shires of the Buckingham countryside, feeling like a holiday without a doubt? 27 miles from the middle of London town, a short hop on the tube Metropolitan line. Be sure to set your watches to Amersham time. Mr. Adorno and I mulled over what it would be like as we journeyed up, passing through foreign-sounding tube stations.
Chalfont and Latimer, Chorleywood.
On what is the oldest section of the Underground network. Perhaps it would be like Camberwick Green or Trumpton, a place plucked from our childhood TV imaginings. Maybe there'd be a village green with a cricket match in full flow.
Chigley.
That's not on the Metropolitan line. They speak the same language in old Amersham. Wonder if we need to find a bureau de change. Wonder if there's any electricity. Wonder if there's anything at all. Upon arrival, we were in need of a cup of tea. We assumed we'd stumble upon a quaint coffee shop in a place like Amersham, but all we could find was a wimpy bar. Do we need a passport? Should I bring my sunglasses? Do we need any jabs or inoculations in Amersham? It's Amersham for me.
Calm down, it's only Amersham.
It was cold, it was raining, the wimpy bar was packed.
Oh, we never found Weedon Hill Wood either.
We decided to get back to the grime of the capital. Walking back to the tube station, we began wondering, if we had to choose, where would one go to truly capture the essence of London? We singled out Bow. Yes, Bow Bells, Cockneys, Dick Whittington, etc., etc. Surely a contender for the soul of London. We decided to go straight there.
Bow is of course famous for the Cockney legend. Anyone born within the sound of Bow Bells is a true Cockney. It seemed a good idea to seek out the bells and see if we could find any real-life Cockneys around.
The Church of St Mary's in Bow is located just across the road from the helpfully named Bow Bells pub. We assumed this must be the place. However, we could find no sign nor sound of any bells, just a statue of Prime Minister Gladstone with his hands painted red.
It turns out that this is the wrong church after all. The real Bow Bells of Cockney legend is St Mary's in Cheapside, St Paul's, right in the middle of the City of London.
So Cockneys in actual fact may not be from the East End at all. Indeed, a friend of ours based his PhD on this very subject, working out that from this location, under certain strict conditions such as the absence of traffic and with the wind blowing in the right direction, Cockneys could be created as far away as Holloway in the north and Lambeth in the south. Bo, Bo, what do you know? The place place where all the cockneys go. The cockneys flock to drop their H's home, their vows and glottal stops. Gladstone caught red-handed with his fingers in the till. And Dickie Whittington still, he came back with his black and white cat.
The bells in Bow are bogus bells, they're claiming to deceive us. And all the cockneys born in Bow in actual fact are forgery. The Bow bells are nowhere near their east in Bow location. No, those bells are tolling tellingly from a westerly direction.
Bow, Bow, what do you know? The place where all the cockneys go. The cockneys flock to drop their H's home, their vows and glottal stops. Gladstone caught red-handed with his fingers in the till. And Dickie Whittington still, he came back with his black and white cat.
What was that all about?
Oh, just a short song in the Cockney idiom documenting the fact that Bow Bells are really in St Paul's, this in essence being its hook or punchline. Stylistically, it's a combination of The Laughing Policeman and Benny Hill.
I suppose so.
I think there's a bit of Blur circa country house in there somewhere as well. As Londoners, we're adept at getting around the city via the tube, descending at point A and ascending again at point B in order to reach our desired location, a bit like rats in a sewer, though perhaps with a little more purpose. But how often do we pay attention to what was happening above ground?
We toyed with the idea of trying to visit every station on the network in a day, a feat recently achieved in a time of around 18 hours, but that sounded far too arduous. Besides, we quite like the idea of visiting the places themselves, getting beyond the tube station, experiencing the ambience, taking the cultural pulse, generally wandering and perhaps finding out something quirky and unique about the locale.
It dawned on us we'd unwittingly started a pattern, visiting a station beginning with A, followed by a station beginning with B. What if we continued the pattern? Thus a mission statement was formed.
To visit 26 tube stations A to Z, one for each letter of the alphabet, in alphabetical order, documenting the essence of each place visited, with the intention of building a picture of alternative London, and in the process possibly discovering the soul of London itself.
A bit wordy. So where to next? We decided to adopt a random approach, for now at least, picking out the first station beginning with C that we could find on the classic pictorial London Underground map that can be found in tube stations, on postcards and even on tea towels. So it was that we found ourselves travelling northbound on the Edgware branch of the Northern Line to Colindale. We were in for a shock. Just north of Hampstead, the train emerged from the tunnel to go above ground. This didn't seem quite right somehow. We'd never travelled on the Northern Line in daylight before.
Useless fact, the Northern Line contains the longest continuous tunnel on the network, running for 17.4 miles between Morden and East Finchley via Bank. Only 42% of the London Underground is actually underground.
Colindale turns out to be almost as mundane as its name suggests. Apologies to anyone who lives there. Unlikely to be a contender for the soul of London at any rate. It is home to the British Library newspaper archives, but we were drawn to the police training centre visible from the tube as you approach Colindale station. Upon closer inspection, it looked more like an enforced labour camp, complete with a huge steel mesh fence and a security guard in a little hut reading a copy of The Sun. We got chatting to a policeman who used to be in the Specials.
What, the band?
No, the Police Special Forces. In fact, he even has a blog devoted to the subject. This sounded quite exciting until we actually looked at it and saw the sorts of things that the Specials tended to do. Marshalling at street parties, helping old ladies across the street, that sort of thing.
Isn't that what ordinary policemen and women do anyway?
He joined the Specials back in 1984. This town ain't like a ghost down the mall. And he knew Terry Hall. He let Nelson Mandela off with only a caution. Yes, he let Nelson Mandela off with only a caution,
We didn't loiter in Colindale, and we asked our friendly policeman if he would mind choosing a tube station beginning with D to help us on our way. We thought he might accompany us to the station, but he didn't.
We were on our way to Dollis Hill where Mark Twain once lived. He described it as
coming nearer to being a paradise than any other home I ever occupied.
Times have changed. Dollis Hill House where Twain once resided is now boarded up and encased in scaffolding. We wondered how he might have viewed the place today. Perhaps a little bit like this.
Tom Sawyer toe dipping, huck fin catfishing on the upper reaches of the River Brent. Steamboat coming up the Welsh Harp Reservoir, no need for for you to be discontent. Mean old ticket man, Dollis Hill Station, Hickory Stick for Tannin Tom's Hide, Tom Leapfrog and the security barrier, Jubilee line and no ticket to ride.
One day I'm gonna jump me that old freight train. One day with the harvest moon still rising over Dollis Hill, I'm gonna sing myself to sleep again.
Huck playing hooky from the College of Technology, MVQs don't appeal to none. Nabs a slice of watermelon from the college cafe, a cup of buttermilk and goes on the run. Jaybird singing above the old North Circular, mail coach whipping up to Watford town. Huck's hitched a hammock between a pair of council wheelie bins, falls asleep in Neasden recreation ground.
One day I'm gonna jump me that old freight train. One day with the harvest moon still rising over Dollis Hill, I'm gonna pack my bags and be on my way. In the next thrilling instalment, we establish the true definition of the name Elephant and Castle, learn how to do the dance known as the Good Street Shuffle, and realise that there is no tube station beginning with the letter J. All this and more in Project Adorno's A to Z of the London Underground. We're going down.